One of Xbox 360's finest classics is back. No, it's not Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4, it's Uno, obviously. This time it's brought to you by Ubisoft, and it kind of sits somewhere in the middle between the original two games. You had the original, old school, very slow Uno, which was a bit webcam porno infused, and then you had Uno Rush, which was a bit more faster paced, and this Ubisoft version kind of sits somewhere in the middle. But the aim is still the same. You have to be the first player to empty your hand, you have to call Uno when you get your second to last card, and you have to play cards from your hand by matching either the last card's active colour or value. But also, if you do forget to call Uno, then you can be challenged, and then you get 2 additional cards, so then you have to go through again for your deck. But you can also play things called action cards, so you can make a player skip their turn, you can make them draw 2, you can reverse the actual order of play, you can also get a wild card where you can actually choose the active colour in play, and you can also get a wild draw 4, which still changes the colour, but also forces your opponent to draw 4 additional cards on top of that as well. Now there are various house rules as well, so you can jump in. You can actually jump in if an identical card is played that's in your deck. You can also play a 7, which allows you to swap hands with another player. There's stacking additional mode as well, where you can play the same type of card to add to the penalty. And what you may have noticed as well, I'm actually playing with a Rabbids deck. So in this Ubisoft version, you can actually play with various different card decks as well. And at the moment, it just seems to be Rabbids, but it does seem like there's going to be potential for even more. So that also links into Ubisoft Club rewards as well. So you're actually going to get a few of those, and they're actually going to link in where you can actually get new wallpapers, you can get new sort of style decks, you can get more interesting things happening as well. And of course the online play is still there, so you can have 2v2, or you can actually have just standard 4 players going at it, and the highest score points wins. These actually play really seamlessly and they play really well. There's no real issues I found with online play, although there's a lot of disconnects I found. That's probably more to do with the fact that people got a bit pissy and they just jumped out of the game. But what is really cool is that people do seem to jump back into their role very naturally. But what that also means is someone who's jumping into someone's role, depending on how many cards they have left, they assume that. So that may get them less points going in if they just join a game rather than creating one. Or it also gives them, in some cases, an unfair advantage. And again, I did find as well there was a bit of a slow response time sometimes online, so you can be very quick while you're flicking through your deck, but then sometimes you wouldn't actually place the card down for a good few seconds afterwards, and that's usually related to when people disconnect from the game, or they're just joining the game, or if their connection's a bit ropey. And it is quicker to skim through your decks than ever before, which I said, there is kind of like the Uno Rush feel to it, although it's not quite as fast paced. But what I did like about the decks as well is that the Rabbids deck actually has a few exclusive cards as well. So you can actually get a Rabbid to distract other players while they're playing, and you give them a 3-second time limit. You can also get them to drop a bomb on the actual deck, so that when they try to get when the next person to draw actually draws cards, they actually draw more than they hope. And likewise, you can also get them to just bounce around and just be generally distracting and actually add cards to everyone's deck. But it's really fun and fast paced, and I think this is one of the better versions of Uno I could hope for, and Ubisoft have done a really good job with the license. It is great to have it back. It's a fun online game. It's something you can just jump into and play at any point, and I would highly recommend it. If you've played Uno or if you've never played it before, it's well worth a jump in. Thanks for watching.